So let us sketch one sine curve of y is equal to sine of 2x. I already showed to you the graph, but we did not pay attention to the details of how to produce the graph. So this time, we shall pay attention to those. Again, this is our simple sine function. Y is equal to sine of x. When graphing, you don't have to produce so many points. We only pay attention to a few important points. And in fact, we have 5 important points that can help us or that can guide us when sketching the graph of your circular function, or at least of the sine function. So we will pay attention to this. The x-intercept. Where will the graph intersect the horizontal axis? And you know that the range of this function is negative 1 to 1. So the maximum value of your sine function is 1. The minimum is negative 1. So from y is equal to sine of x, let us now sketch the graph of y is equal to sine of 2x. So the first thing to do is to look for the x-intercepts. Where and when is sine of 2x equal to 0? Well, it's going to be equal to 0 when 2x, okay, this whole thing is equal to 0, 2 pi, and 2 pi. Because when this is equal to this, sine of 0 is 0. Sine of pi is 0. Sine of 2 pi is 0. So what then is the value of x? So x is equal to, so we divide them by 2. So x is equal to this, 0, pi over 2, and pi. So right away, you can plot those points or those numbers, okay? Your graph will intersect the horizontal axis when x is equal to 0, when x is equal to pi over 2, and then pi. And so this interval will contain one sine curve. Okay, next. Now you know that between 0 and pi over 2 and pi over 2 and pi, your function will achieve or will achieve the maximum or the minimum. But this one is in the first quadrant. Okay, look at this. From 0 to pi over 2, that is the first quadrant. And you know that the sine function is, or at least y is equal to sine of x, or y is equal to sine of 2x is positive in the first quadrant. Your function will achieve its maximum value 1. But where is that? It will achieve that maximum value at the midpoint of 0 and pi over 2, and that is pi over 4. So somewhere here, pi over 4, your function will achieve its maximum value, which is equal to that, which is equal to 1. And you know that between pi over 2 and pi, your function will achieve its minimum value. The minimum value is negative 1. And between pi over 2 and pi, okay, again the pattern, look at the pattern, okay? 0, 1, 0, and you know what happens next. Your curve will descend below the horizontal axis. So somewhere here, in the midpoint, somewhere between pi over 2 and pi, which is 3 pi over 4, your curve will achieve its minimum value, which is negative 1. So again, you don't have to produce so many points. Pay attention to the x-intercepts and to the points where your curve will achieve the maximum value. In this case, it's 1, and the minimum value is negative 1. So I'm going now to show the graph of y is equal to sine of 2 times x. So this one is one sine curve, and the period of that is pi. So what happens here? What happens here is horizontal compression.